All the people you have ever met, everyone in history, billions of human beings. We are all connected and always have been by our DNA. Our genetic code tells the story of our common origin. Homo sapiens emerged about 300,000 years ago, and the early human populations began to disperse across continents and give birth to great civilizations along the DNA migration routes. The Great Steppe of Eurasia was one of those significant places in world history, homeland to numerous ancient cultures whose inventions influenced early global development. The historical movements of people, ideas, and technologies shaped our modern world. Traces of our ancestors' genetic and cultural spirit can still be found in our DNA. Our roots have brought us together. Let us remember that we are all related. Welcome to the land of the Great Steppe. Welcome to Kazakhstan.
Dobro, lepo. Ali čuo sam da će u drugom delu paviljona biti fantastična prezentacija.
After visiting all four zones, you are welcome to proceed upstairs. Now please follow my colleague this way. Thank you.
Prvo četiri zone velike stepe.
Dear visitors, welcome to the Sacred Map Zone. This zone can tell you about the ancient civilization of Eurasian steppe, which left an inspiring legacy and laid the foundation of national identity of the Kazakh people and their cultural code. One of the assets of our country is the Golden Man. It's one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of 20th century. The Golden Man, Altyn Adam in Kazakh, was found in 1969 in Issyk Mountains near Almaty, usually known as Kazakhstan's Tutankhamun. More than 4,000 gold plaques were found in it. He was a Kazakh warrior and a leader. Our country is full of sacred archaeological sites and mythical landmarks. So with this map, we invite you to explore some of the most famous sacred places of our country. So let's start from this one, the Otrar. Otrar is one of the oldest cities of Central Asia, located at Great Silk Road that connect Europe and Asia. It is a center of science, education, and culture, and is birthplace one of the most famous philosopher, Abu Nasr al-Farabi. On the number 7, you can see the Uludağ Mountains, the translation the greatest mountains. It is known to be a burial site of Genghis Khan's elder son, Juchi Khan. You can also scan QR code to try the Golden Span headdress. This mask you can find in the Instagram. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. So thank you for attention. You can go to the next zone, the cultural heritage. Please follow my lead. You're welcome.
So first we have to know that Kazakh people are historically nomads. Nomads are people who move from one place to another due to weather or food. And for such kind of movement they need a safe accommodation that will be easy to transport and build. Such accommodation you can see here is a Kazakh traditional yurt, or how we say in Kazakh language kizi. Here on the screen you can see how to build the kizi step by step. And on this screen you can play a little game and build your own yurt. On this side here, guys, you can see Kazakh national decoration. This one, the biggest one, is called shorpa. Shorpa is decoration for braids. It means to protect the owner from negative external forces. And here you can see a pair of bracelets. These are called kuzbrizik. It means to keep the power of the owner. Here you can see Kazakh national clothings. This one is for men. It's called shapan. Also, there is another clothing for women that is called hamzo. Yes, if you will stand on this white circle, your face will appear on the screen. Also here, guys, among the inhabitants of the Great Steppe, it was a common practice to portray the feelings, to portray the beautiful nature through ornamentation. Such ornamentation you can see on clothings, or on decoration, or on this carpet. You can see each ornamentation has its meaning. For example, this white ornamentation means zoomorphic, and this black one is geometric patterns, and each of them has its meaning. Dear guests, you can make some photos if you want to, and then we will move to the next zone, biodiversity. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.
Richness of Biodiversity is dedicated to the wildlife, nature, and touristic potential of our country. If you take a look right here on this wall, you can see different types of plants and animals, but mostly they are the ones that are being endangered and are put into the Red Book of Kazakhstan for animals that are going extinct. That's why right here we have a list of programs that Kazakhstan holds to protect these animals. For example, right here, you can see the Turanian tiger. This species unfortunately disappeared in late 1970s. So now Kazakhstan, in association with Russia, holds a program to restore the numbers of these tigers in our country. If you felt a very interesting smell in the previous zone, it was the smell of a plant called jusan. Or Artemisia. Jusan, in ancient times it was used as medicine, but now the smell of Jusan reminds every Kazakh of their motherland and their childhood. Right here you can see a very interesting animal, it's Saiga antelope. It can be recognized by its trunk-like nose, and this animal have been living on Earth since the time of mammoths, since glacial period, but now it's unfortunately going extinct. Right here, if you take a look here, you can see a tree, it's called saksaul. It's not really big, but it can form a lot of forests. Saksaul can store a lot of water inside, that's why our ancestors, they weren't afraid to cross the desert because they knew they had a secure storage of water there. And also, saksaul can hold up to 4 tons of sand in its roots, which helps prevent sandstorms in our country because Kazakhstan is 40% deserted. Right here you can see the steppe eagle. The wingspan of this bird is 2 meters, which is really big. And also when it's cold, the steppe eagle migrates to Africa. If we take a look here, you can see the tulips. This is the Schrenk's tulip. It's considered that the first ever tulip appeared 10 million years ago in the foothills of Tian Shan Mountains, which is in Kazakhstan, and it started spreading all over the world only 400 years ago. The same story is with the apple trees. This sakura-looking like tree is a Siever's apple tree. Oxford DNA studies also proved that the first ever apple tree appeared in the lands of Kazakhstan and then was spread all over the world by the Great Silk Road or animals and insects. Up next we have a very interesting wall here. As you can see, it's interactive. When I wave my hand, the grass moves along with me. It symbolizes the vastness of the Great Steppe, and as you can see, it looks like the sea waves. This wall right here demonstrates as the touristic potential of our country. For example, what you can do in Kazakhstan. The best months to visit our country is in May and in September. In Kazakhstan, you can experience a nomadic lifestyle, which you heard about in the previous zone. For example, you can try living in the yurts, drinking horse milk, riding horses. Also, you can try bird watching in our country, because in Kazakhstan, we have almost 500 species of different birds, different types. You can go wildlife photo hunting, which is a very great alternative for real hunting. In Kazakhstan, we not only have steppes and steppes, we also have deserts. As you can see, lakes, mountains, and everything else. It's very rich for the nature. That's why you can experience 4 seasons of the year in one day. If you are interested in skiing and winter sports, you can visit the Chamberlain mountain resort. It's a very nice place for those who love winter sports. Thank you so much for your attention, dear guests. Please proceed to the next zone. If you go straight, you will find it. Thank you.
Thank you.
This area tells about the natural resources and reserves of Kazakhstan in minerals and metals. So, Kazakhstan is one of the biggest exporters of oil, gas, and charcoal. But as well, we also export metals, rare and precious metals. And for example, here you might get acquainted with those minerals. It's like beryllium, zinc, and tantalum. And the way they look initially, they are produced in like minerals beryllite. Then here the enriched metal, you can see here that's the beryl granules, and then it goes to the production of the satellite. So Kazakhstan ranks top 3 suppliers of the beryllium worldwide. And as well, you can see that our familiar elements, they find their application in highly technological spheres like spacecraft right here. For example, gold. We all know gold as a jewel, the precious metal. But did you know that gold can reflect the ultraviolet side of the sun rays and thus like protect the astronauts' eyes? So that's the quality of property of a gold. As well, titanium. Titanium foam is very applicable in filtering mechanisms. It's indium and perovskite, which are very rarely found, but we have in Kazakhstan we have them in abundance. So, also Kazakhstan ranks almost first country in supplying the uranium. Uranium is the basis of the nuclear power.